My name is Fahey and my work is called Cumulative Loss. It's a digital print on Shihara paper, which is a Japanese paper about 40 GSM. It's a digital collage made from explosion clouds, which I appropriated from online sources. So a lot of news websites, Google image searches, YouTube searches, most of which were in 2015. And the majority of them come from the Middle East, so Syria and Iran. The work itself was developed kind of in response to the speed at which we experience these images now online and the kind of distancing effect of the screen. And I guess I wanted to slow down that experience and perhaps have a more kind of effective kind of relationship with those images. Actually, the work is made on smaller sheets of Shihara paper, which is a handmade Japanese paper, never meant to be digitally printed on. And I've printed on the back of the paper, not the shiny side, the rough. That's quite important as well because it kind of it changes how the ink sits on the paper. The ink sort of disperses on the paper, so it has this quality as if it's almost like a drawing, but it's still quite photographic. And the way it's printed is it's printed on 6 sheets and then they're kind of chopped down to these kind of square size and then hinged back together. And I guess that was quite important for me to make something that looks like a whole when you view it from afar, but actually when you come close you realize there's layers of composites within the image. So there's a composite within the image sort of itself, and then there's the collage nature of the work sort of through Photoshop. So there's never any shock value in my work. It's always, and in that sense it can sometimes be missed because it's about sort of slowing down time within the work, and so it's not an immediate thing. None of my work is. None of it has any shock value. It's kind of, I guess maybe I'm just a bit poetic or sort of romantic about things, I don't know. Well, I guess like we're sort of bombarded with shock value now anyway, aren't we? Like through propaganda, through so many different ways. Like look at ISIS's videos, I mean they're built on shock value, so there has to be an alternative to that and a much more sort of an alternative to sort of purely optical vision as well, that like, you know, this kind of relationship through the screen is so optical, so instantaneous, and if you don't have that, then perhaps there's a space to kind of stretch things a little bit and think about things in a more embodied kind of way. And I guess that's what I'm sort of struggling to do in all my work. And usually that always comes back to this kind of surface quality of the work itself. I mean, this one's quite interesting because the first time I hung it, it moved quite a lot in the space, and it's Japanese paper is very delicate, but it's also incredibly strong and robust because the fibers are so long. So it will never fall apart, but it could sort of take off in one piece kind of across the room. So I like that it's slightly moving a little bit as well. There's something about that takes it beyond an image and into maybe some sort of object kind of quality. So.